morning, Quadcopter 101 here on an absolutely beautiful day out here in the desert, in the Mojave Desert in February. It's about 72 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. Actually, it's getting a little bit warmer than 72. I'm kind of cooking right now. But what I got for you today is the SJRC T40 camera quadcopter. If you look at the T40, it looks similar to another quadcopter that's out there, which is the SJRC H8C. It's very similar in shape. And also, as with this SJRC, it also has a 7.4 volt, 450 milliamp hour battery to provide extra power for this quadcopter. The quadcopter is a camera quadcopter. It includes a 2 megapixel camera. As with other SJRC cameras, the angle of the camera is pointed somewhat downward, about 45 degrees downward. So if you want to see yourself on the ground, you will have to fly at about an angle of 45 degrees up from your position and pointing at you to see it, to see yourself. And I'm going to try to demonstrate that today. I did initial flights with this yesterday. This is a very good performing quadcopter in terms of flight performance. Very similar to the H8C actually. But the difference between this and the H8C, this has a very interesting look to it. It has this red candy apple trim all around it. It also has this fin on the back here, this fairing here, that's also kind of unusual. But this is not controlled by the SJRC flight controller. It has its own dedicated controller. I'm pretty sure SJRC flight controllers will not work with this, but this is the SJRC flight controller. And those of you who might have seen my other videos on SJ quadcopters, it's a very interesting design. Now, it only uses 2 AA batteries in it, but it's predicted to give ranges out to about 120 meters. And I confirmed that yesterday. I flew this out about 120 meters, and it still maintained control of the quadcopter, which is surprising for a 2 battery transmitter. But the buttons on it are just about all labeled or have symbology to them. The ones that you will have to interpret what they are these particular 2 buttons here. This is either, the one with a camera icon on it is either 1 key return with a quick press, or a long press, it starts the video camera. The one on the right here is either headless mode with a quick press, or calibration of your gyros if you hold it down for 2 seconds. It has 4 different rates: low rate beginner, intermediate, and expert. And you select them with these up or down buttons. The lowest rate is extremely stable, very good for beginners indoors or on low wind days. And the others, as you go up, they increase the pitch, they increase the yaw rate. It becomes very extreme in speed and maneuverability as you go all the way up to the top. Other buttons, these are just trim buttons, and for the pitch and for the roll, and these are trim buttons for the yaw. Now the buttons on top, when you're not in camera mode, are flip buttons. In particular, this is roll forward, flip forward, this is flip back. Oh no, this is flip forward, this is flip back. Let's read them. This is forward, and this is left, this is right, and back. So forward, back, right, and left flips. Very unusual, huh? And when you're in camera mode, when you press that camera button down, you can start and stop the video by pressing this button here, or you can take a still photo by pressing this button here. One thing though, if you hear it beeping while you're in camera mode, that means you're in standby. That doesn't mean you're recording. If it's not beeping, that means it's recording. So while you're in camera mode, so to get out of camera mode or stop the recording, you don't want to hear the you want to hear the beeping, and it will not be recording. And if you, let's get this right, if you don't hear the beeping, you are recording. If you do hear the beeping, the camera is in standby. Remember that. It took me a while to figure that one out, and I'm still kind of confused. Okay, again, it's 7.4 volt battery in here, gives it plenty of lifting power, gives it plenty of speed and maneuverability. Let's go for a flight of the SJRC T40 and see how it performs. Turning on the quadcopter. It has an on-off button, by the way, and it also has a charging port, so you don't have to remove that battery. You can just leave it in there and plug your phone wall charger cable directly into that quadcopter. I think that's neat too. That's a neat feature too. Just leave the battery in there while you're charging it. Okay, we should be bound. We are recording. It records automatically at startup. Let me trim it. Very stable flyer, folks. And I believe with that, see that blinking in the back lights? I think that means it's recording. So let's go. We'll start off in stable mode in lowest beginner's rate, which is that. I'm pointing it toward myself. Can you see me down here, folks? We are a good 100 meters away. I am going to fly it and keep flying it. And okay, we're getting a little too far. I better pull back on the throttle and go into higher rate. And let's put it into hover right there. Coming down to lower rate, lowest rate possible. And I'm going to fly it right over my head. Can you see me, folks? Okay, again, I'm keeping it about 45-degree angle from my position. See how slow this thing can go in low rate. Very maneuverable. I'm flying with one hand, if you can see me down here. But I just wanted to demonstrate the camera before we go into demonstration of this quadcopter's flight ability. Coming down, coming down. And let's go to higher rate now. But very good range on this quadcopter. Like I said, I'm surprised that this could do this with 2 batteries. You know, just look at the height there, and I'm sending it up higher. And also, you know, I did a flight yesterday, and the camera was when it's in hover like this, it's relatively jello-free, which is pretty darn good that it can do that. Okay, I'm coming down now, and I'm going to cut off that camera once I get down low. Cut and throttle, bringing it down. Rapid descent. And I'm going to cut off the video right now. Okay, video is off. It should be off. Let me double check that by flying right overhead. Let me double check that and grab it. See how stable this is? Extremely stable. Yeah, I think I got a green light in there. I don't see the red light. So right now, we are going to fly maneuverability of this quadcopter. We are going to go to the highest rate and show you what this thing can do. First off, I didn't do the 1-key return yet. Let's see if that's... The 1-key return's pretty slow. Let's try the headless mode. Maybe you got to be in headless mode. Okay, I'm in headless mode now. Again, I was pointed off toward the direction of the mountain when I said headless mode. So right now I can, let's go down to lowest rate too. But what I'm doing is applying yaw to it so it'll spin, just show you what headless mode that it is in headless mode. Pushing forward. Now when you're in headless mode, pushing forward, pulling back is always in reference to the direction it was pointed when it took off, which was, I guess, over in that direction. Let's try 1-key return. And here it comes. You got to be in headless mode for the 1-key return to work right now. That's 1-key return. Let's do that one more time and demonstrate 1-key return. Going up the headless mode direction, i.e. the direction it was pointed when it took off, and you got to be in headless mode, pressing 1-key return, and here it comes right back to me. So 1-key return works very well on this, and so does the headless mode. Okay, coming out of headless mode, and let's go to the highest rate and look at maneuverability of this quadcopter. Coming down low. That's the funnels. This is the funnels at high rate. It's actually a very good flyer. Similar to the HHC. But what I like about this was when you go into low rate. Let me go back to low. This is the lowest rate. It is very stable flyer, as you can see here. Let's bring it down a little, cutting throttle a bit. So, you know, it's a good, easy to fly quadcopter for beginners. This is full forward pitch on it at low rate. So very slow flyer at low rate. But, you know, for beginners trying to learn to fly, you know, very stable. This is full pitch and full yaw at the lowest rate. Look how slow that is. Let's bring it by me. Again, full yaw. This is extreme low rate, full pitch. And there's a wind picking up. That's a wind blowing her away. Okay, going to her second rate. This is the second available rate of 4. Becomes more maneuverable. Actually very, very nice and smooth. So all in all, this is a good beginner's quadcopter, folks. I haven't done flips. Let's do a flip or two. Nah, it took too long to do these flips. I'm sorry about that. Oh no, that's the camera. Am I still in camera mode? Yeah, I am. Let's come out of camera mode. Okay, we're out of camera mode. Can we do flips? Is there still enough power to do a flip? Unfortunately not. I'm sorry. I think I demonstrated them yesterday. If I did, it was a real windy day yesterday, and I wanted to do a less windy day flight of this. Hopefully I did some flips yesterday. But it can do flips. But the thing is, this is a 7.4 volt motor, going to third position. 7.4 volt motors, or 7.4 volt battery in these little motors. I don't think flipping is a good idea with this. If you get this quadcopter, I would keep the flipping to a minimum. I would use this as a camera quadcopter and as a general purpose, just a general purpose quadcopter. And there's our battery. That's it. That's the flight time. Again, a lot of people that get the SJRC HHC, they have problems with the motors. And a lot of that is caused by doing flips with this quadcopter. I do not recommend flips. It was 7.4 volt brushed quadcopters. If you do flips with them, just about all the 7.4 volt ones, you will damage the motors. Eventually, you will have to replace motors. My original HHC, I really kept the flips to minimum, and I got a lot of flight time out of it before I had to change a motor on it. So, okay. So, and again, this is the SJRC T40. Relatively good quadcopter, good beginner's quadcopter. I kind of like it. I give it about a 4 out of 5. Hope you enjoyed this flight. Let me hold it up for a thumbnail. Quadcopter 101, signing out. Now remember, we're recording right now video, so let's go right to the flight. I'm going to go to intermediate, actually level 3. There's 4 different levels. And we're going to go upwind. Flies very nicely, by the way. Upwind, and about 45 degrees upwind. Let's see what kind of range we can get on this. Remember, this is recording right now from takeoff. It starts at takeoff. I want to see, well, we are about 70 meters, 80 meters. Holy moly, only 2 little batteries are powering this transmitter. And yes, we are about 120 meters. Okay, I'm going into level, turning it. I don't know if you can see me down here, folks. Reducing throttle. Wow. I'm sorry, folks. I'm surprised at the range of this little transmitter with just 2 batteries in it. Okay, I'm going upwind, and then I'm going to rotate and let the wind blow it back overhead here. Try to point the camera at me on the ground here. Okay, the wind's blowing that way now. Let's go upwind. That just shocks me that 2 batteries can provide that much distant control of a quadcopter. Okay, I think that's Now that'll blow it by me as it goes by. I'm waving down here, 45 degrees down from it. I don't know if you can see me or not. Okay, let's bring it in. That's the camera on this thing. I just wanted to demonstrate that. And camera coming off. Okay, let's look at maneuverability of this thing. Now the HHC was very maneuverable, and so is this. Let me go to a higher rate. Super expert. Is this as maneuverable as the HHC? Yes, it is. It seems to be a very faithful copy of the HHC. Let's go upwind a bit. And do funnels and let the wind blow it back past us as the funnels. As it does funnels. Let me go reducing. This is beginners. This is beginner's level. This thing has a beginner's mode. It's very stable, but it can't fight wind, so I got to go back to intermediate. Going up high. No, that's not. Okay, I'm going up even higher rate. I'm going to start the camera again one more time. Remember when I said if it's beeping, it's in standby. Now it's recording. Hello? So let's send it way upwind this time. It's a breezy day today. I want to do some flying of my racers in this wind today. I don't know if that's a smart move. Maybe I'll wait till tomorrow to do that. Going way upwind here. Good 100 meters away. Trying to turn it back toward me. See if you can see me down here. That's the wind blowing it by. Can you see me, folks? Way down here. Pretty high, actually. Let's bring it back. Going back upwind again. Turning the camera off. And shutting the camera down. Let's go in. Now we're in maneuverable mode. Now we can do flips with this quadcopter. Let's bring it down a little lower and try out the flips with this thing. Oh, it does it very nicely. Let's see if I can do barrel rolls with this going by us. Battery's getting low. Darn it. Spent too much time playing with it with the camera and its maneuverability. But overall, you know, this is a nice looking quadcopter. Very maneuverable. And again, this is T40 from SJRC. Very good looking quadcopter. And it can fight a breeze. A strong breeze, actually. Yeah, it's breezy today. I'm not going to fly my racers. I was going to. It's way too strong today. But this could fight it. This could fight that wind easily. Send it back upwind. Let the wind blow it by you. Look at that wind, folks. So if you're looking for a quadcopter that can fight a wind, this one can do it. And I'm not even super high rate. No, I'm in super high rate. You can easily go up there. Again, this has 4 rates. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Number 1 is perfect for beginners. Very, very stable, but I can't fly it today with that rate. Here's the wind blowing by. Number 2 and number 3, you can fight, you know, moderate winds, and number 4, there's a hell of a lot of pitch on it. Number 4, you fight most winds with it. Starting to get sluggish now. So we're going to be landing here shortly, I got a feeling. And there we go. That's it. That's the battery, flight time you get with it. I knew that was going to happen. Okay, so all in all, pretty neat flyer, very good flyer. I kind of like it. Again, this is the T40 from SJRC. Very sharp looking quadcopter. I like that red and white trim on it. So I hope you enjoyed that flight. This is Quadcopter 101. Just showing you that it's windy today. Signing out. It was windy.